Welcome to this explainer on the unseen laws of wealth and wisdom. Let's start by just taking a slow, deep breath together. Let the noise of the outside world completely fall away. You see, today we aren't talking about quick tactics, and we certainly aren't talking about fleeting trends. We are speaking of timeless truths. There's an invisible game being played right beneath the surface of reality, governed by laws that are rarely spoken of, yet absolute in their power. Listen, if you don't know these laws, you can exhaust yourself for an entire lifetime and still end up spiritually and financially hollow. So let's dive into this, slowly, deliberately, and master this invisible game together.
Just look around at society today. What do you actually see? Well, you see an absolute obsession with what's visible. We're completely captivated by the flashing lights of immediate success, the luxury cars, the massive houses, the numbers blinking on a screen. But pause for a moment. Really let the sheer futility of that pursuit sink in. If you spend your entire life watering the leaves of a plant, completely ignoring the soil, why are you surprised when your tree keeps dying?
And you know, this perfectly captures the reality of true wealth. Everything you can see is a lagging indicator. The visible success that the world chases so desperately, it's really just the final, fragile leaf on a tree that grew from a hidden root. The 1%, the truly wise, the generationally wealthy, they understand this. They don't chase the leaves, they don't chase money, because they know that money is simply an energy. It's just a shadow that follows a very specific set of unseen laws.
So, let's move to our first principle. Rule 1, the law of the hidden root.
Think about nature. An ancient tree's survival is entirely dictated by what is buried deep in the silent, dark soil. In human life, that root is your internal character. It's your discipline. It's the quiet work you do when absolutely no one is watching you. Consider the fatal imbalance we see in the modern world all the time. $1 million fortune resting on a 10-cent character. So many people desire the towering heights of success, but they try to build it on cheap soil. They cut corners. They lie. They compromise their deepest integrity for a quick, fleeting profit. Essentially, they're trying to cheat the invisible laws.
But hear this truth, because you can't escape it. The market is a brutal judge. It always, eventually, tests the foundation. Wealth built on a shallow character will inevitably collapse right under the crushing weight of its own success. A truly high-value person knows this, and so they focus entirely on the root. They master delayed gratification. They willingly choose the pain of discipline over the fleeting ease of distraction. Because when you forge unshakable internal value, external wealth is simply forced to match it. You don't chase success. You become the exact type of person that success tracks down.
Which brings us to our next shift in mindset. Rule 2, the currency of focus. Look at the modern era with a sense of calm detachment. It is an environment designed from the ground up to keep you distracted, anxious, and moving just way too fast to ever plant deep roots. Attention is the most valuable commodity on Earth right now. Massive corporations spend billions of dollars every single day just to hijack your mind. They want to keep your eyes glued to useless noise, fragmenting your potential into 1,000 worthless pieces. But the quietly wealthy, they don't play this game. They protect their focus like it's sacred gold. Instead, they practice what we call strategic solitude, simply sitting in a quiet room alone. No screens, no voices, just you auditing your habits, analyzing your past errors, and quietly planning the next decade of your life. Isolation is the birthplace of wisdom. Think about it. If you cannot control your own attention, you cannot control your destiny. Wealth naturally flows toward those who can focus deeply on one massive problem until it's completely solved.
And that leads us directly into Rule 3, the paradox of value. You know, it's a strange paradox. The hardest working people in our society, the laborers sweating out in the sun, the clerks working double shifts, they often earn the absolute least. If hard work alone were the secret to wealth, the world would look very, very different. The truth is, the harder you run directly after money, the faster it runs away from you. Chasing money directly is the trap of hard work. It's mere labor, sweat, and solving small, localized problems. But the market is cold. It doesn't reward your sweat. It rewards the power of leverage. It rewards massive scale, unique solutions, and overwhelming value. It rewards your ability to solve complex problems that no one else can solve.
So, the crucial point to remember is this. Stop chasing the shadow. You have to make the object of value bigger. Actually, scratch that. You must completely shift your mindset. Stop asking, how can I get more money? And begin asking, how can I become overwhelmingly useful to millions of people? When you do this, the entire game shifts. Your income becomes directly tied to the scale of the problem you solve and the unyielding integrity with which you solve it.
We arrive now at our final concept, the ultimate shift, aligning wealth and peace. If you gather millions of dollars but you lose your mind, your health, or your soul in the process, well, you have failed the invisible game. True prosperity requires absolute alignment, a calm mind, a healthy body, and a soul completely free of guilt. When you build your wealth through wisdom, through deep, quiet patience, and through unwavering ethics, you aren't just making money. You're building an empire that is completely immune to market crashes, economic shifts, or the fickle opinions of the crowd. It is wealth that simply cannot be taken away. To master this invisible game, you must step away from the crowd. You have to stop seeking their validation. The world is loud, it's desperate, and it's lost. You don't need to announce your plans. You just need to retreat from the noise, dig your roots deep into the dark soil, and build your value in absolute silence. So I leave you with this final thought. Will you build your empire in silence? Save this explainer. Keep this wisdom close for the days when the loud noise of the world tries to drag you back into the shadows. Master your route, protect your focus, and walk this deep path with calm authority.